Chilla, whether as BK coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and Commander General Yohana. Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, this is definitely our time for separation. Things is getting hotter now. They group ICE they really start to gain more power. They are the Gestapo of today. Just like if you had in Nazi Germany, they're no damn different. They just are up under a different label. That's it. You see what I'm saying? And now that they have even more technology and more anger than what they even had towards us back then. You see what I'm saying? Because the Gestapo, you know, to think about it, the Gestapo was actually, could you imagine what happened to the blacks that was in Germany? And then not only that, but what did they do? They buried that in history. You see what I'm saying? Now what's going on with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians here in America? They want to try and do the same thing, right? What are they doing right now? They're throwing the Hispanics in jail. You know what I'm saying? And eventually then they're going to be coming for us, right? And 100 years from now, you know, because some of them is going to even, you know, you might get to the point where they have to mess with white people. You see what I'm saying? They'll start messing with Bosnians at some point, you know? And then they'll make the Bosnian the face of what happened here. You see what I'm saying? Having a man, black and Hispanic women having a man is extremely important. And they know that. That's why they always want to lock up the man. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna open up with Mark chapter 3, verse 27. Mark chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man. That's why they have such a big movement to lock up blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian men. You see what I'm saying? The woman in that instance, when they were at the store, she was also, you know, the same status as the man was. You see what I'm saying? But they didn't want both of them. They wanted specifically him. Because they know you remove him out of the way, she's vulnerable. That's right. So with her being vulnerable, and they understand that the woman is the weaker vessel, and she's gonna raise, and if it's a male child, then she's gonna raise that male child. She will probably, what they wanna do is they wanna bust up Mexicans family, because Mexicans, out of all the 12 tribes, they have some of the most tight-knit families it is out there. That's right. See what I'm saying? And that is a huge threat to white America right there. That's right. You see what I'm saying? America hates the family structure because family structure shows that you're somewhat in order as a group. And they hate it. That's why they're starting with the Mexicans first. Right. Because they're, out of all the tribes, they have the most tight-knit families. You see what I'm saying? And of course, you know, they will also be going with Cubans, you know, because they were tight-knit also. You know, Cubans and, you know, maybe and Zebulonites. They'll be after them too. Matter of fact, they'll lump them, a lot of times they'll lump them into one hole. Because Issachar and Zebulun are always close. You know, those are two real close tribes. They like Judah and you know, and Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? Or Judah and Levi. You know, Issachar and Zebulun, they roll together the same way. Just like you go to, you know, you see certain jobs or whatever, and you think everybody's a Mexican there, and you can find out everybody's not a Mexican. Some people are from Honduras, Panama. You see what I'm saying? But them and the Mexicans are working alongside each other. But what the white man does, he doesn't give a damn about, you know, the ethnic groups or whatever. He just lump everybody into one hole. You know, which they are technically the same people, but they're two different tribes. You know, but the Mexicans have very tight-knit families like that. With them being tight knit, that is a serious threat to the white man. Us, on the other hand, our families are not tight knit like that, but our influence. You see what I'm saying? Our influence, is very dangerous to them also. So that puts us in the crosshairs of them also, because we are the most influential out of all the tribes, and we are the tribe that always speaks out. You see what I'm saying? We always speak out on the behalf of the other tribes, and a lot of times our enemies use our gifts against us, and we'll be speaking out for somebody that ain't got a damn thing to do with us. That's why they always send, some Judite to speak to the such and such to get released the hostages. You see what I'm saying? They always use us to intercede. All right. Then we go further with the scriptures. Except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. That means everything in that house, right, will belong to the white man, because they want that Issacharite woman to become a whore, and for her son, if she raises a son, for him to be a sodomite, and for both of them to hate that man. Well, see, here's the thing with Issachar. With the women of Issachar, they're not so easy to turn on their men like that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now, Judah, we got that problem bad. You know what I'm saying? Our women turn on us to drop of a damn hat, but they're not so. And that's why I keep thinking sometimes I can't help but to think maybe that might be the thing that hinders the Lord from putting the tribes together like that. Because until Judah gets straightened out, right, and we start to be thinking, in some ways more like Issachar, the Lord probably can't trust putting us together, because they'll follow us in what we do now, and our influence will start to mess them up. So that might be something to think about, you know what I'm saying? Because that might be the reason why the Lord is not merging us together with them like that. Because he's certain things that is about Issachar that the Lord likes. And there's certain things, there's things about the tribe of Judah that the Lord likes also. But we hold a high responsibility level. But one thing, we have some of the highest influence. You see what I'm saying? We're the easiest, we're the most, people, they imitate us, naturally. Because the tribe of Judah is the king tribe, and as the king is, so is the people. That's one of the reasons why I think the Lord is withholding that until we get right and we start to damn think right. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, let me go into Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust our enemy. That's plain and cut and dry right there. For one thing, we got to find out who our enemies are. And that's not talking about something just on a personal level, the dude that you can't stand and all of that. Nah, it's deeper than that. Who you've been oppressed by as a whole. That's what this is talking about. You see what I'm saying? And one of the ways that you know this, because we disobey this right here, was being this nugget of wisdom right here, we disobey it, and look what happens to us. And for all the people that run around thinking that the poor white, just because he's poor and he's living in the ghetto, like you and him got such a similar, that you and him are so similar to one another. You're not. You're not similar to him. This is something that people don't understand. As a matter of fact, I want to go into Genesis right quick before I even go any further into that scripture right there. No, Flavia, for bad. Exodus. Because there's a point in Exodus when the Most High sent the plagues, when he set the plagues out and everything, right? And the firstborn of all the Egyptians died. And it said anywhere from the seat of Pharaoh all the way until him that was in the prison house.
Right.
So it wasn't talking about to the Hebrew that was in the prison house. This is talking about the damn Egyptian that was in the prison house. Because just like you got poor white trash today, you had poor Egyptian trash.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And the ancient Egyptians, the Egyptian trash was just like the white trash today. They didn't give a damn about their suffering. They were like what I call kamikaze. You know what I'm saying? They were like kamikazes and everything. They was ready to destroy you, even if it would destroy themselves right along with it. You see what I'm saying? White people have a team mindset. You find this scripture right here. This is really important to see right here.
Feel the air, man.
Come. The white man is a devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Here we go. Exodus 12 and 29. Yeah, I like this goal, right? You gotta really think fast to do that.
Sign Christ.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Now, the Lord wasn't smiting the firstborn of the Hebrews, because as it said, the Lord made a difference between the Egyptians and the Hebrews. The Lord didn't put the plagues down on his own people. You know what I'm saying? The Most High handled that issue domestically. You know what I'm saying? Out of the sight of the Egyptians. But first, he came to tire them up. From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne, means some of the top high society, right? Unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon. So what does this talk about? The people that got locked up, the Egyptians that got locked up and arrested. You see what I'm saying? The Egyptians that were criminals. The ones that were poor Hamite trash.
Right.
All the way to them, right? So what does that tell you? That tells you that they were in the dungeon, in the prison, right? And they did not ally themselves with us. Because when it all came down to it, what did they do? They aligned themselves with the Egyptians. They don't give a damn about, white. This is one thing you got to understand about, other nations, about heathen nations that we don't understand. They understand their roles. Not everybody has the same damn role. The ones that are at the bottom, they hate the role of being at the bottom. They don't like it. But they understand, that they got a common enemy, poor and rich. You see what I'm saying? Poor and rich have the same enemy, and that same enemy is us. So they're not on your side, and that's the reason why those people the Mexican family went into that white store, right? Because see, like certain little white stores and everything, that is poor white trash also. We think poor white trash just have to do with a white dude that don't have a good job and all of that. No, that's not the poor white trash, really. It is, but it's, that's not the whole of the situation. The poor white trash is also, like, say, for instance, they'll be the ones that own the bars. You see what I'm saying? These are the poor white trash, the one that owns the little bars, the little white little clubs. They poor white trash that just happen to get, a good hustle going and a good, this and that, and we're entrepreneurs.
Right.
But they're still the same class. They're still the poor of them. You see what I'm saying? They're not no high up bloodline of white people. And these are the ones that'll have a little position up. It'll make opportunities for the ones that are, that are the same stock as them, but just have less money. You see what I'm saying? The bar owners, the ones that own the strip clubs, all of that kind of stuff. This is like the ones that get the unadvertised jobs that pay real good. White dudes that work on oil rigs. The white dudes that all of this is the poor white trash class. You know what I'm saying? The ones that work for electric companies, things like that. The ones that the ones that are electricians, the ones that are blue collar and all of that. These are the poor, the class. These are poor white trash. Now, of course, up under them, you also have the ones that are, the ones that might be on a temp service job working next to you. You see what I'm saying? It's working for Labor Ready or some group, little slave labor paid by the day group like that. But when it all boils down to it, or working at some factory or whatever, let me give you an example of the fact that they're not on your damn side. When you work at a job and there's some type of uproar because they done sat there and got rid of so many blacks and or did some type of discriminatory practice, and people got, he's coming around you just to see what you think about it so he can run back and go tell them. You see what I'm saying? He's coming as one of you. I'm poor right next to you. He's coming. Hell, man, they're getting us too, man. This ain't about race, man. They're getting all of us. That's how they'll now you get relaxed and thinking you got some type of brotherhood with this dog, while he's getting information from you, because in the slave codes it said if you have a group of blacks around, 5 or 6 blacks, there has to be one white in the midst. What do you think that one white's job was? To gather intel, see what y'all plan on doing, and go run it back to the bosses. You see what I'm saying? And they played their role, and that'd be the same guy the same dude that lived next to you in one of these 3 gentrified neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods, that you think is so cool that you done had a couple of beers with. He's playing on the side of his goddamn people. So when they went into that store, and then you have the white trash inside that store, they are the ones that called the ICE people up on that Mexican family. You see what I'm saying? They called the ICE up on that Mexican family because they play for their own damn team. And here's the thing about it too, because they know that they love to keep Judah and Issachar away from each other. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing, they don't want Judites, they certainly don't want Judites to take on a lot of Issacharite ways as far as how family oriented the Issacharites are. You see what I'm saying? They don't want us to incorporate that, and they don't want them to be up under the leadership of the tribe of Judah. So they make sure that they have us beefing like all the what, just like before you had gangs in California, and these were black, and they weren't even really, I don't even think there was any just straight up black or Mexican gangs.
Right.
We were all just one gang. I mean, it was just, whatever gang it was, the Bloods and the Crips, you had Mexicans and the Crips, then blacks, and, the Bloods, it was the same damn thing. Our gangs were intermingled, so there was no really black gang or Mexican gangs like that until we started incorporating and start putting white people in it.
Right.
And that's when the divisive tactics started. And what kind of white people were these? These were the poor white trash white people. You see what I'm saying? The white people that didn't see, the white people that rolled around with blacks and Mexicans, whenever, look at this in your personal friendship. If it's a group of black and Hispanic friends, right? And then you put some white friends in the mix of that, they're gonna make sure that y'all two are separate from one another and start to hate one another. It's in white people's blood. I don't give a damn how cool you think they are. So when that Mexican family went inside that store, what did that devil do? That white trash devil do? Hopped right on the damn phone and said, "We got a couple." Does this sound familiar? Yeah, it sounds familiar. Let me tell you how it sounds familiar. It's similar things that they was doing in slavery.
That's right.
You know, if you had a few, if you had, two slaves walking, they had to have their papers on them. You see what I'm saying? And even if they had the papers on them, it got to the point where that didn't even matter no more. They would start taking the papers, ripping them up, and throwing the papers away, and taking the people and putting them back in slavery.
Right.
And they didn't give a damn that, hell, that Mexican man could have been legal. You see what I'm saying? The white man doesn't give a damn about his paperwork. He didn't rule this country by papers. Just like he didn't rule it by education, he didn't rule it by degrees or any of that. He did the same thing that he always does. He ruled it by the sword and through all types of evil practices that he does. You see what I'm saying? The white man is a lawless man, and he only has one law. You see what I'm saying? And that one law is white supremacy. That's it. That's right. The only law that they keep right there. They will not violate that law by any means. You know what I'm saying? Even if they apparently appear to be violating that law, they're not violating it at all. They make sure that they profit of what you see is equality and that you diminish from it. You see what I'm saying? They always make sure of that. Because like I said, they got that one law, and that's white supremacy. So when they talk about loving America and all that, that's code word for white supremacy.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a code word right there. They say God bless it. White man say God bless America. He's telling you he's a racist right then. You see what I'm saying? Because he's saying God bless something that they got off stealing, killing, raping, robbing, you know what I'm saying, and asking God to bless it. And this is also showing that Israelite, black, Hispanics, and Native Indians and white people don't have the same God. You see what I'm saying? We love to say things like, oh, regardless, we all have the same God. We all bleed red. We all, no, you and them are two totally different goddamn things. You and them are totally different from one another.
That's right.
They want to fool you into thinking that you the damn same as them, so that you can stay asleep while they keep doing their discriminatory practices against you. And I bet you that dude, I bet that guy was probably legal. He was probably legal. You see what I'm saying? Because being the fact that, because I don't believe that like she had been here all of these years in America and he just got over to the country and just married her. I don't believe that. Because they come here already married. You see what I'm saying? Or they'll always be married to, just like, you very rarely see one that's been here for a long time and then he or she marries the new arrival.
And if I could, sometimes they be getting married to make them legal. So if she's legal, then he married her. Now he should be legal now, huh?
Right. They showed what it was really about, though. They showed what it was really about. It was really about taking that man out the home. It wasn't about, legal papers or any of that. The white man doesn't give a damn about his paperwork. You see what I'm saying? He'll change the rules at the drop of a goddamn hat. You know what I'm saying? The white man doesn't care nothing about that. And I'll bet you, like what the captain was saying, that's a legal family right there. That's legal. They're a legal group. They're a legal family. So obviously it wasn't about, who was legal and who wasn't. It was about taking that man away. And, to do whatever. They probably got him in some type of damn slave camp some damn where, you know what I'm saying? And leaving that woman vulnerable, they figure that same Issacharite woman, since her husband is snatched away from her, and see, this is just going to show you how, you're vulnerable if you're not in this truth. You're so damn vulnerable. They took that woman, that man was that woman's life. They took her life away from her. You see what I'm saying? And, and Hispanics and everything, when they marry, they don't go through 4-5 damn divorces. You know what I'm saying? All of that stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? So she's just going to be like a widow woman. You know what I'm saying? She'll be like the widow woman with the child mourning her husband, you know what I'm saying, who was taken away and who she don't even know whether he's dead or alive. And it's a sad damn thing. Because with them taking, they're not going to call her, you know what I'm saying, she's not going to have a number that she can call and talk to him, you know what I'm saying, have some type of FEMA prepaid calling card, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be none of that. That man's gonna be locked away and he's gonna be there. She's not even gonna know whether that man's living or dead. You see, and that's an extremely sad thing right there. She's not even gonna know whether that man is, so she's gonna be vexed with that every damn day. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that, pray to the Most High that poor lady don't have a miscarriage behind this. Because that's something that'll certainly make a woman have a miscarriage,
If I could, she delivered the baby successfully.
Oh, okay. Most High Christ. But was it a male child? Was it a male or female?
I don't remember for sure.
If it's a male child, no telling how the hell she's gonna try, because she, will be of a broken spirit and everything. She might be trying to do everything she can to try and protect that child. So she might be fearful enough to try and raise him as white as he possibly could, she think he could be. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And try and make him seem like it. See, this is the mind, the brainwashing that they, do to our people and everything. They always do a lot of stuff through the women because what they do, they put shock on her also, just like what they did in slavery. They put shock on the women and the children. You know what I'm saying? And, like say for instance, they will take a baby in slavery. They will take a little baby. They will be hanging a black man, right? And they would take the baby and put the baby up under the hanging man to look at that hanging man, and it will cause fear and trauma inside that little baby. Because even though the baby's mind don't understand what's going on, the spirit of that baby does know something. Because that spirit of the baby is an Israelite child, you know what I'm saying? And the spirit of the lamentations and fear come up on that child, just like in the book of Lamentations. You see what I'm saying? And that causes trauma, and then that child grows up. Even if he never knew about that incident, he has that fear. You know what I'm saying? He has an ingrained fear of white people because of that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And what that fear does is it causes him to, to be apologizing his whole damn life for his race. For him, what he is, personally. If he's Mexican, he'll be sad that he'd be apologizing for being a Mexican. That's what white people want to do with you. They want to put you in a constant state of apology. You know what I'm saying? Right. For who you are, what you was born as. That's why they hate certain black men. That are the way that we talk, our dialect, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The masculinity. That's why they hate that so badly. You see what I'm saying? Because they figured you should want to apologize for that, for being who you are. But they do the same thing with Mexicans, of course. And just like the incident with the Edomite that threw that hot cup of coffee in that Mexican dude's face. Now think about it. Look at they get ready to start pulling their hatred to the forefront. So we need to separate more than ever now.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Because they can't contain their hatred anymore.
That's right.
That's why they put Donald Trump in office, because Donald Trump gives them an outlet to vent their hatred. When they figured that they were so oppressed before, up under Obama and up under presidents and everything before, they figured that they were so oppressed. White people figured they're oppressed because they can't express their hatred towards us.
Right.
And then that's why they love Donald Trump so much, because he gives them the outlet. Now I can be outward with it. You see what I'm saying? And then even the ones that claim that they don't like Donald Trump are still Donald Trump supporters. You see what I'm saying? How the hell can you hate Donald Trump and love America? that doesn't make any sense right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, how can you do that? you can't. If you love America, you love Donald Trump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just hate the fact that he's more outward about his racism, but that thought will be changing soon. Believe that, because all they have to do with that is show propaganda of certain things that black people did to white people, which would be petty crimes. You know what I'm saying? And magnify it and blow it out of proportion, right? And then they'll come out and just like they came out with movie The Black Klansman to make you think that the coonery among black people and black people hating their own is just a funny incident. And then they see that white people are going to be packing the theaters to see it. So the coon is going to be empowered to think, I need to, be more racist towards my own kind, because if I do that, then they'll love me just like they love the Black Klansman in this movie. So they'll be empowered to even be more racist towards black people. We got hell on all fronts. I'm just saying. And they know how to play people against us like fiddles. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and they use the same old tricks. It's the fact that we don't even look at the course of history. And when we look at history, we look at certain Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass. When we look at history, we look at it like that. We look at little icon, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. We just look at certain iconic figures and then base all of black history on that. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of thing that we do. We don't look at the practices that they did to us back then and then look at and see how that parallels to what's going on today.
Right.
That's the thing that we don't do. We don't look at the damn underbelly. We look at these iconic figures that they pop up as gods in front of us, and we just settle for that, and then that becomes black history. Instead of looking at things and how things went down even on a damn street level, we got to look into all of that type of stuff. You see what I'm saying? Look at what the hell was them going on. Look at what they were doing, this move that they made and that move that they made, because they do the same stuff over and over again. It's just the fact that we forget about the damn stuff. We forgot about Black Wall Street, which wasn't even that damn long ago.
Right.
I mean, damn. 20 years ago, who the hell was talking about Black Wall Street? We didn't even know it existed. You know what I'm saying? And what would that be? Like, say, for instance, 20 years ago would be what? How many years from Black Wall Street? What, about 80? Something like that? Somewhere in that area?
All right.
I mean, that's not a long time on a damn historical timeline. You see what I'm saying? I mean, hell, we can remember, Frederick Douglass, and we can remember, Harriet Tubman, black people that white people prop up and say, this is your history. If we can see all of that, then why the hell couldn't we see Black Wall Street at that time? Because we a bunch of people that look for icons. You know what I'm saying? Iconic figures and stuff like that, who we can live vicariously through. Just like we do with Michael Jordan and all of them, we figure as long as Jordan doing good, the black race is doing good. When these people don't give a damn about the black race at all. Now, Hispanics on the other hand, Mexicans on the other hand, I ain't gonna say, I ain't gonna lump all Hispanics in the hole with this. Mexicans on the other hand don't have a whole bunch of iconic figures like that. You see what I'm saying? And they're operating more from a holistic standpoint. And that's one of the reasons why, because see, they have Carlos Mencia and people like that, but they're damn comedians and all that. You know what I'm saying? They don't really stand up for seem to stand up like that for Mexican issues and all that, They're not getting the political thing and none of that. So the lesser you have of that, the more you can really seem to operate as a team and as a whole. I mean, that's what. Would you agree with that, Captain Kaposh?
So like, say it again.
The less of the iconic figures you have, the more that you will be able to, your group will be able to operate from a team standpoint.
Right.
Just like with any other race, they don't have a bunch of iconic figures that they have in America, those slew of iconic figures, and they all operate holistically a whole lot better.
Right.
We, on the other hand, have the most iconic figures, and we operate the least from a holistic standpoint.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We push individualism through celebrities and stars and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? Through celebrities, stars, iconic figures, because we'll live vicariously through them and figure if they got it good, we's got it good. And that's why we've broken up the way that we are. You see what I'm saying? And really what it actually is idol worship for real. You see what I'm saying? We pop up and think about it. Think about it for a second. In the wilderness, right? When they brought out the golden, when they put the golden calf together, what tribe does everybody think was leading everybody to twerk? The whole twerk team around that golden calf.
All right.
Tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? The tribe of Judah. We was the one that led everybody to that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in the whole nation followed suit. We just need something rising up, shining up before us. You know what I'm saying? Which is a bad way to look at everything. You know what I'm saying? A bad way for us to do. That's one of the reasons why we wanted a king so badly. During the time of Samuel. We wanted to be just like the other nations. We wanted iconic figures. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gave us a king, all right. He gave us King Saul. And the name Saul actually means vain one. He gave us King Saul. And he told us, and there's a funny thing about it, though. There's a funny thing about it. Because the Lord told us what type of king that King Saul was going to be.
Right.
He gave us the whole rundown. And we still chose to have King Saul. Even after that, you know what I'm saying? It said that he would take your vineyards and he would take the services and use them for himself and take your this and take your that. And by the time when it came to time to go to do war, the only people that had weapons that had any iron was King Saul's house. Nobody else had them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody else even had weapons, during that time. When they went up against the Philistines, when the whole thing went down between King David and King Saul. And we still chose an iconic figure to put over us. You see what I'm saying? We got to start thinking more from a holistic standpoint. And what they did, also too, this is a thing that they devised over, that family right there. Because once they seen all of those people, they went into that company, and there were all of those Mexican people was working at, the ICE agents started to lock people up and all that. Now, and all the people decided to walk off the job. Then they sat back and they said, okay, well, we can't get them as a whole like that. They were just like when lions and stuff hunt the wildebeest, they hunt, any animals that go in a herd. You know what I'm saying? They decided, to go ahead and start to pick them off one by one. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why they targeted that family. But with them operating like that, that did show that was a good show of courage, on the Issacharites' part. They got to the point to where they said, damn this job. And that's another thing that, the tribe of Judah, we have been, kind of failed to do. You know what I'm saying? We got our great points, but we certainly have our bad points too. Just like the tribe of Issachar have their good points and their bad points also. That's with all the tribes. You see what I'm saying? We all have our goods and our bads. What we need to do is we need to start looking at the goods of the other tribes, and imitate it. Just like the Mexicans, they can go on beans and rice and stuff like that, and they think it more, family oriented, as far as not just family, their immediate family, but their tribe also. The Mexicans, them all coming together as the Aztec and all that. But where they mess up at is when they incorporate Esau inside of it, because they never differentiate between Esau and one of themselves. You see what I'm saying? Which that is a thing that the tribe of Judah do. You know what I'm saying? The 10 tribes ain't doing that. We are being discerning and starting to differentiate between who is who. You see what I'm saying? And that is going to help us out a whole damn lot. Just like it would help out the 10 tribes if they would start to do the same thing. And this is another reason why they want to keep us separate from each other. But my point is, women, the women are not equal to the men. That's why they went ahead and took the man in that instance. And we're going to go further on to prove that point. Who is it? Who is it? Go to Genesis chapter 3. We'll start at the first verse. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. Of course, that subtlety means he's sneakier. He's more crafty. And he said unto the woman, Yea, as God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. Now, my point with this is, the serpent goes for the woman, right? Why is he going for the woman? Him going for the woman is because he wants to take the power away from the man. He wants to bind the strong man. That's why he's coming to her. You see what I'm saying? That he comes to the woman to negotiate the woman, not to go negotiate with the woman. You see what I'm saying? He goes to negotiate the woman. That's one of the reasons why in this civil rights movement and all of that, and you had all the Black Power movement and all that. Who are they making some of your top, the top iconic figures of the civil rights and Black Power movement? They were making black women with afros and bell bottoms on with turtlenecks, holding up a fist and all that, right? They were doing that. You see what I'm saying? Those were they became the face, which actually was also the feminist movement. And all of this stuff is based on binding the strong man. You see what I'm saying? All of that stuff is based on that. That's why a man gotta be on your woman. You see what I'm saying? Because the enemy will deal with her to vex you, to take you out. Because the man, there's no equality between the man and the woman. They know that she's a weaker vessel. You see what I'm saying? And they know that she's more vain. And they know that she's, airheaded and all of that. They know all of that. Just like they will understand a woman. That's a goddamn lie. Why do Macy's understand your woman so well? You see what I'm saying? Why do all of these commercials, why do sales understand your woman so good? And you live with her and you don't. You see what I'm saying? They understand your woman well. She see a sales commercial, all of a sudden, now she's like, pretty much giving you an ultimatum of either you're going to buy this for me or we're not going to work out. You see what I'm saying? So you say it's impossible to understand a woman, why the hell everybody else understand her? Christian pastor understand her. You see what I'm saying? He understands her well. Pimps understood the women. You see what I'm saying? Let you know the white man understands the goddamn woman too. That's why every time that there's some type of black power movement or anything like that, he always makes himself an option for black women. You see what I'm saying? And he's not making himself an option to black women because he loves her and thinks she's such a great queen or any of that garbage. He's doing that because if he exalts her as a queen, and then you forced to say, yeah, baby, you're a queen, right? Now you be falling down and worshiping her while she fall down and worship him. You see what I'm saying? That's what he binded the strong man. Black man, you're the most important, black, Hispanic, Native, Indian man, you're the most important key factors inside that house. You see what I'm saying? Everything is aimed inside that house to destroy you. You see what I'm saying? We say, oh no, they looking for they want to destroy the children. It's easier than them to just attack the children. They get you out of the way. That's how the children end up getting molested. You see what I'm saying? To get you out of the way, that's how the children end up selling dope. To get you out of the way, that's how the daughter end up on a stripper pole. You see what I'm saying? How can one spoil a man's good unless he first bind a strong man and then he can spoil his house? Not go out and bind the goddamn children. You know what I'm saying? Don't say, how can you bind a strong man unless you first bind his children? No. The strong man, because he's the protector, the defender of those children. You see what I'm saying? I mean, hell, something happened to the kids, he can have more children. He get 3 or 4 more women. I mean, kings have historically done this all the time. You see what I'm saying? The children are not the most key important factor in that, because children, you have kings that had children. That's why one of the reasons why kings have so many children, the desire to have so many sons, because he know that his sons are on the hit list. You see what I'm saying? A king have, 10, 15 sons, and 8 sons get killed. You see what I'm saying? He's still got more sons whom he's also prepping to take to be his successor and set up on the throne and avenge his enemies that killed his brethren. He can rise up and kill them. And he can go forth to have more children, and these children will be whatever he is, because whatever the father is what the child is. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of what woman that he's with, man of the tribe of Judah, get with her, it's the correct wife, that child is they're going to have is going to be of the tribe of Judah. You see what I'm saying? He's going to be of the house of Judah, and his kindred will be his father's kindred. Of course, his kindred will be his mother's kindred also, but at the same time, what they are will not identify him. He's identified with what his father is. You see what I'm saying? Woman being the weaker vessel, and you say, I know a lot of people say, well, that's just a certain type of woman, though. You got women out there that are so strong. Women are so strong, right? Well, that's true to an extent, right? But I'm going to show you something. We're going to go to 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 12. Matter of fact, we're going to start at verse 10. So David slept with his fathers. King David had passed away. And King David had, of course, he had King Solomon. But King Solomon had a brother that actually wanted to take over the throne. When King David had gave the throne to King Solomon. And what did he seek to do? He seeked to have King Solomon killed and his mother. He wanted to wipe out, all of his competition concerning the throne, which he would have had to wipe out King Solomon and wipe out his mother also. You see what I'm saying? And all the people that was faithful to King David and loyal to King David, he would have had to take all of them out. Nathan the prophet, and others also. And that's because that's who he would have aimed for. See what I'm saying? He was foolish, He was a foolish man. And was buried in the city of David, and the days that David reigned over Israel were 40 years. 7 years reigned he in Hebron, and 33 years reigned he in Jerusalem. Then sat Solomon upon the throne of David his father, and his kingdom was established greatly. And now King Solomon is now setting up on the throne. I'm going to show you the difference between women and men. Women, there's no equality with women and men. You see what I'm saying? Women were not made to rule. Let's get that understood. Women were never made to rule, sit on the damn throne and be ruling over nothing. You see what I'm saying? That's not Israelite custom. That's custom of heathens and everything, and it also became as a weakness unto them. You see what I'm saying? Because these kingdoms we think that they're so wise just because they operate more wisely than we do. So we think that these kingdoms are wise, but they're not wise, they're foolish kingdoms. That's why they set up queens and things like that. They're foolish. And to be honest with you, the only reason why they're prospering is because we're not. You see what I'm saying? A precept to that said the diminishing of them. It said I'm paraphrasing. It said the captivity, talking about the captivity of us going into slavery being the riches of the world, and the diminishing of us the riches of the Gentiles. You see what I'm saying? So what does it tell you? As we decrease, they increase. And it also provokes us to jealousy because we sat back and thinking, wait a minute, how are they operating so goddamn foolishly, but they still over us? The Lord said that he will provoke us, with a foolish nation. The white man is a foolish nation. You see what I'm saying? He's foolish as hell. The white man's building all this stuff in outer space and investing millions and millions of dollars, in outer space, and ain't even found one resource in outer space that he can use on Earth. So is that a wise nation or is it a foolish nation? That's a foolish nation. The white man has not gained any type of metal. He do it in his magazines, his Marvel comics and all that. They found metals from another planet. They ain't found one goddamn metal from no other damn planet that would be superior to steel or any of that. They ain't found no metals, period. They haven't siphoned any gas from Jupiter and bringing it to where they can use it on the Earth. They haven't found they haven't found the crystal blue waters of Pluto. You know what I'm saying? And use those crystal blue waters for any type of healing or anything like that. They've never did any of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? They never found out what they could do, how could they use the rings of Saturn? They haven't found any of that. You see what I'm saying? They can't use nothing out there, but at the same time, billions and millions and millions of dollars is going on them going in outer space. You see what I'm saying? Then sat Solomon upon the throne of David his father, and his kingdom was established greatly. And Adoniah, the son of Haggith, came to Bathsheba. Now, who did he go to? He didn't go to King Solomon, right? He was afraid. Why did he go to King Solomon? Because he was afraid of King Solomon. You see what I'm saying? He did not go to King Solomon. He went to King Solomon's mother, whom he knew that King Solomon would have a soft spot for. Now you see why the serpent went to Eve. You see what I'm saying? And did not go to Adam. The serpent was afraid of Adam. You see what I'm saying? But with us being in this lower state as we in right now they can just come right up on the strong man. You see what I'm saying? They can just come right up on the strong man and they take advantage of our lower state right now. Come right up on us, and the tribe of Judah and all of us, they're gonna be they're gonna be coming for us next. Hell, they already been coming for us. They just got a different disguise and a different way of doing it. But they binding the strong men of Judah all the damn time too. You see what I'm saying? And Adoniah, the son of Haggith, came to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon. And she said, "Comest thou peaceably?" She asked him the question, "Oh, wait a minute, you coming in peace?" Because she knows that, he is an enemy of King Solomon. Now think about it. That's why she asked him, does he come peaceably? Right? Knowing that he's an enemy. And he said peaceably. Just because he said peaceably, now she's relaxed. Now, was she what you would actually call a foolish woman? No, she was not. She was not a foolish woman. Bathsheba was a godly woman. You see what I'm saying? She was a woman that loved the Lord, that really did love the Lord for real. And at the same time, look how she's being beguiled here. Eve, on the other hand, she was a godly woman in verse 2. You see what I'm saying? So when they sit there and talk about, oh, well, if the woman is she godly and she this and that, you ain't got to worry about it because she godly, she ain't like the other women, and she is like the other women. The other women are gullible, and she is too. Get that understood, because see, that's one of the things the sisters love to try to do. You mentioned something on the sisters, well, no, that's a certain kind of women. They'll try and categorize, like, no, see, well, I don't know what type of women you've been messing with, like there's really 50 different types or something. There's not 50 different damn types. The wise woman and the foolish woman do share certain characteristics because they were born women. You see what I'm saying? The good godly woman, now notice, she was by herself. Who else was by themselves? Because think about it, if she was with, Benaiah, or somebody like that, he might have been like, oh, no, I'm just going to hold off on this. He saw her by herself. You see what I'm saying? She's by herself, and that's why he had the boldness to come up on her like that, And he said peaceably. He said, moreover, I have something to say unto thee. And she said, say on. And he said, thou knowest that the kingdom was mine. Now think about this for a second. Now, he said to her, thou knowest that the kingdom was mine, right? He's putting it on her mind that he was somehow wronged out of the kingdom. He figured that all the glitz and the glamour and this and that, and the way that he looked and how he stunned and how he was just like Absalom was, what I'm saying? An extremely handsome dude, what I'm saying? Had all the charisma and all of that, and he was being carnal. And what did he do? He catered to her carnality and said, well, you know that the kingdom was mine. You see what I'm saying? Just like what the serpent did to Eve in the garden. Right? The woman is the weaker damn vessel. And the white man is the devil. And she said, comest thou peaceably? And he said peaceably. He said, moreover, I have something to say unto thee. And she said, say on. And he said, thou knowest that the kingdom was mine, and that all Israel set their faces on me, that I should reign. One thing, another thing too, is no vote. It's not a vote with the Most High of who's going to be in what position. It's no vote. You see what I'm saying? Majority does not rule with the Most High. You see what I'm saying? It's not how it works. Howbeit, the kingdom is turned about and is become my brother's, for it was his from the Lord. Right? And he figured, well, it's his from the Lord, but let me ask this one little thing, because she's not even seeing the deceit that he's even coming with. And now I ask one petition of thee, deny me not. And she said, say unto him, and she said unto him, say on. And he said, speak, I pray thee, unto Solomon, the king, for he will not say thee nay. He's saying, speak to King Solomon, he ain't gonna tell you no. You know what I'm saying? He'll tell me no, but he won't tell you no. Let's see what he was trying to do. That he give me Abishag, the Shunammite, to wife. Now, that's the woman that took care of King David, while King David was, in his sickness right before, he passed and everything. She was a young virgin woman that was taking care of him. You see what I'm saying? And Bathsheba said, well, I will speak for thee unto the king. Bathsheba therefore went unto King Solomon to speak unto him. For Adoniah and the king rose up to meet her. Well, let me read that again. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Bathsheba therefore went unto King Solomon to speak unto him for Adoniah. And the king rose up to meet her, and bowed himself unto her, and sat down on his throne. He showed his mother respect. Sat down on his throne, right? And caused a seat to be set for the king's mother. And she sat on his right hand. He even set her at the right hand. So it seemed like, that he would be judging things based on, oh, this is mom. This is mom. This is what the women that the influence of your enemy tries to get you to do. You see what I'm saying? Adoniah, that's why Adoniah went to his mother, who he figured had the most influence over him. That's the reason why the white man goes to the black woman, you know what I'm saying? And just like in that incident with the Mexican woman, as her story become big news and everything, she gonna have these so-called sympathetic white people that's gonna come around and act like they're so sympathetic with her cause. Hell, if the Lord don't snatch her away from that garbage, she'll be running around with goddamn blonde hair, you know what I'm saying, before long, you know what I'm saying, and end up, trying to be white. Let me go back to the scripture. And caused a seat to be set for the king's mother. And she sat on his right hand. And she said, I desire one small petition of thee. And then she called it a small petition. She didn't even understand the magnitude of what Adoniah asked her. She just said it was a small, but the woman is not war-minded like that. You see what I'm saying? That's why the woman, can't be leading you. The woman can't lead you. She doesn't have a war mindset, a mind of defense, and strategy and stuff like that. She doesn't have that. That's why the mother here doesn't even understand what the hell's going on. She got Adoniah's words in her ear, and she's coming to King Solomon as if this is a small petition, just something little and small, just a little favor. But in reality, this damn thing is huge. You know what I'm saying? And it could actually cost the kingdom. Cause him and her both to be put to death. And she's not even understanding the fact that her and King Solomon's life will be in jeopardy if King Solomon listened to her and granted this petition. You see what I'm saying? She's not even understanding that. That's why she comes through with Adonai's words in her ear, and Solomon, can I ask a small thing of thee? Like damn, like it's her, like she's wanting a favor personally. You see what I'm saying? I pray thee, say me not nay. And then she's telling him also too, don't tell me no. Don't tell me no. Just grant me this little thing, this little favor. When she's asking a favor for the goddamn enemy. So when your woman sit there and say, you know, that the white man ain't the devil, no, you can't think like that because see, you know, there's some good white people. You gotta tell me, no, it ain't. You see what I'm saying? And I'm also going to show how King Solomon, with his mother coming at him like this, how did he come back at his mother? Don't be afraid to talk roughly to no goddamn woman, regardless of who the hell she is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to prove all of that here. You know what I'm saying? If the situation calls for it, do it. You ain't got to be all the way, if it's your mom or whatever, you ain't got to be all the way disrespectful or whatever. You damn sure don't want to be calling her no B or anything like that, no bitch or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, put her in place firmly. You know what I'm saying? Which King Solomon had to do this whole thing right here could cost the whole kingdom. You see what I'm saying? And you yielding it to your woman, to your female influence, to cost you everything you have also. And the king said unto her, ask on, my mother, for I will not say thee nay. Now he had already said, because he's not expecting for this he's not ready for what the hell she's ready to ask. You know what I'm saying? He's not even ready for it. He knows it's something serious, but he doesn't know exactly what the hell it is. You know what I'm saying? And she said, let Abishag, the Shunammite, be given to Adonijah, thy brother, to wife. What is she being? She's being all soft towards his enemy. You know what I'm saying? There's something about it. Our women have such a soft spot for our enemies. Regardless of whether our enemy is another black man or it's the damn white man. You see what I'm saying? And then she'll say something like, oh baby, just let him come over. He's gonna, just let him come to the house and everything, while you at work, and he fix on this and he fix on that. Well, I know you want to fix on it, but I know you gonna be at work, and he got expertise and he can come and he can fix on it, That and the man is trying to throw you and trying to overthrow you in the goddamn house. Next thing you know, you and her had a goddamn argument, you know what I'm saying? Come to find out, dude been sliding through. You know what I'm saying? Now, he done sat there and flip you out of your own goddamn house. He's laying up with your goddamn woman and you somewhere, trying to get you a sleeping room or something. You see what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, after that, he done dumped her funky behind and done left her for another goddamn woman that he's doing the same goddamn thing with. You see what I'm saying? Now she looking stupid as hell with no man. You can't take her back because he done dumped all up in her. He done sat there and got with her. You can't take her back. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want her back. You know what I'm saying? And dude doesn't want her. He's moving on to do the same damn thing with the next goddamn woman. And her being desolate should set up on the ground, looking stupid as hell. You see what I'm saying? Done lost her done ruined her whole goddamn house. That's why your goddamn woman can't be leading any damn thing. You see what I'm saying? Another thing too, a lot of women, before they sit there and cheat or trying to turn your house into your damn adversary's house or whatever the other case is. A lot of them will run it in a subtle way, run it by you. Well, he needs he needs to you can let him come by and do this or he invited me to the church. He invited me to this church deal and everything and such and he's a brother that's in the truth. He's a brother that's he believe in the Bible. He believe in the Lord. And he wants to invite versus they want to invite us, but I know you don't want to go. So, I'm just going to go and such and such. Next thing you know, and she could find out, because she, in her mind, she didn't convince herself, oh, it's not going to go that far, such and such. Next thing you know, it's going that damn far, and he's sleeping with your goddamn woman. You see what I'm saying? Now, she come through and ran this thing because she wants wickedness. A lot of the wickedness in the woman wants justification from you. It wants your approval. You see what I'm saying? Just like if you sit there and tell, if you say, well, you say some dumb, retarded, airhead stuff like females can have male friends. Women can have male friends. The next thing you know, she has a male friend, and him and her end up banging together or whatever. And now, you know what I'm saying? Now you like you and her in a goddamn argument. You know what I'm saying? Y'all on the verge of breaking up. Y'all breaking up. And then she gonna say, well, you said it wasn't nothing wrong with it. She gonna blame it on you and say that it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Your fault that she winded up in bed with that dude. You see what I'm saying? Now back to the scripture. And she said, let Abishag the Shunammite be given to Adoniah thy brother to wife. And King Solomon answered and said unto his mother, and why dost thou ask Abishag the Shunammite for Adoniah? Now King Solomon already know now. He's like, why you asking? You know what I'm saying? He's like, why you sitting there? Why you asking? Because now he knows that Adoniah then came and that he'd have been talking to Bathsheba, who is the woman who was the weaker goddamn vessel. Now he knows. Now he's angry. You see what I'm saying? Ask for him the kingdom also, for he is my elder brother. Even for him and for Abiathar the priest and for Joab the son of Zeruiah, because he knows that they're a team. You see what I'm saying? And they're a team of Confederates against him. Abiathar the priest, whom he had to remove from the office, and couldn't put him to death as long as he wore the ephod. And then also for his cousin Joab, the son of Zeruiah. You know what I'm saying? Zeruiah was King David's sister. He's called the son of her, you know what I'm saying? He's not even named in the scriptures after his father. He's named after her because he take a whole lot of his mama type ways on him. You see what I'm saying? Then King Solomon sware by the Lord, saying, God do so to me and more also, if Adoniah have not spoken this word against his own life. Now, therefore, as the Lord liveth, which hath established me and set me on the throne of David my father, and who hath made me an house, as he promised, Adoniah shall be put to death this day. He said, I'm ready to kill this dude. You know what I'm saying? Now, that spirit that was up on, at Bathsheba's even in check. You see what I'm saying? King Solomon understood, that something that's just like just like Samson said, you wouldn't have known the riddle if you had been plowing with my heifer. You know what I'm saying? When they came and, and milked the wife's secrets and everything, his secret, his riddles or whatever, out of her. You know what I'm saying? The riddles that Samson put forth. The woman is the weaker goddamn vessel. You see what I'm saying? King Solomon acted wisely, and he knew to go ahead and put Adoniah. Adoniah spoke those words against his own life because what was he trying to do? He was trying to get Abishag to wife, right? And going to use her to, and so he was going to start to vex, start to take the kingdom also. Just like the deal with Haman. When the king asked, Haman, what should he do? What should he do for such a man that has brought such honor? And he said he wanted the crown, he wanted all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because he thought he was talking about him, but come to find out he was talking about Mordecai. And he had to deck Mordecai out with all the glory that he said that he figured should go upon himself. You see what I'm saying? What did King Solomon do? He took out the conspirator. That makes my point that the man and the women are not equal. You see what I'm saying? The men are war-minded and think on levels like that. Women's mind do not work on those levels. You see what I'm saying? But the black woman's fooled and tricked into thinking that she can be an American soldier and she can be this and she can lead this and lead that. She ain't gonna do nothing but give the damn kingdom to whatever you have to your goddamn enemy. For some little trinket in exchange for a little trinkets and a title for her goddamn self. You see what I'm saying? That's all she wants is trinkets and a title. So she can be in rulership over you, up under him. You see what I'm saying? She wants the ability to be able to tell you to get out the goddamn house, and then she bring her other dude in for a couple of days, screw him for a couple of days, you know what I'm saying, go and drop him off, and then call you when she figures it's time for you to come back in the house. You see what I'm saying? Call you, so you and then if you don't come back in the house, you putting me away. She all of a sudden, she can't see what the hell she just did. I've seen this personally, my goddamn self. You see what I'm saying? She wants power over you to where she can do things like that. You see what I'm saying? Where let me tell you the heart of the sisters that want power over you. Let me tell you the heart of them. What is their core? What are they really wanting to do? What do they want out of you? What do they want from you? You see what I'm saying? Because we so confused with understanding, woman always want. We don't know what the hell the woman want. We're like, woman want, she just want every woman. That's why you got silly niggas that say things like every woman want a good, strong man. Every woman want a man that's this, a man that's that. Every woman want that is a goddamn lie. Let me tell you what your woman want. Your woman if she wants a strong man, she wants him so she can break him down and make him weak. And then after that, you'll be just like some, you'll be like some damn doll sitting on the goddamn couch, some goddamn where, just like she does with her dolls when she's a little girl. She play with one of them until she loses interest of them, then it sets like on a pillow or something like that, and then she don't deal with it much anymore. And she has a bed full of those dolls. You see what I'm saying? She's looking for the new doll. The doll that's a little harder to get her parents to go get. She's looking for that one. Well, that's the same thing she want to do with you. Just like she did with those dolls when she was a little girl, it's the same thing that she wants to do with you as a grown woman, as a grown woman, to where she can keep you and put you in her pocket, forget about you, forget the fact that she knows that you're going to always be there, while she goes after the next dude. You see what I'm saying? And let me let you in on a little something else. They want this from all black men, so that they can chase the white man and chase other races of men and still have you. Because they try and act like, the black man, they always come back to us. They get with the other races and they always come back to us. Well, the black woman do the same goddamn thing. This is why I said we don't understand history too goddamn well. Because every time there's been a uprising, a movement, among black men and black women coming together, and, rights and, black power, black love and all of that, the white man always makes himself as an option for that black woman, so she'll drop you because he understands her suppressed desire for him. You see what I'm saying? He understands that. That's why he makes himself an option that quick. Well, every time that he goes, that's why you see in commercials with interracial relationships, black woman, white man, Swiffer commercial. You know what I'm saying? Black woman, white man, whatever damn commercial, even on pamphlets, things like that. You seeing a white man, a black woman, you know what I'm saying? Pamphlets advertising something, you know what I'm saying? And these are advertised as a couple, would be a black man, white man, black woman, and the little mixed child, the little devil. You see what I'm saying? Because he understands that at this time, just like the other times, there's a awakening among black people. And the black woman falls for this every goddamn time. She never learns from it. So what does that tell you before he does that, right? Before he comes out with this, you see what I'm saying? She already has that suppressed desire, and the desire seems like it's not there because it's suppressed. Because she looks at him as being too far out of her reach. That's why she with you. You see what I'm saying? But when he presents himself as an option, then they leave us by the droves, just like they did during the time of the civil rights movement, when even though we was in some bullshit, but we was standing together, black men and black women. The white man made himself a goddamn option. Next thing you never know, black women left the civil rights movement in droves. You know what I'm saying? She wants to be able to have fun with other races, and she knows in the back of her mind that that's going to fail, and she will still have you. You see what I'm saying? This is something that's always been going on, because see, you have, black women have been maids in white houses, and what were they doing? Next thing you know, she wound up pregnant. She got a black husband at home. She wound up pregnant, and this ain't gonna have no goddamn rape. You see what I'm saying? You see what happened with Bill Clinton's son, that dude Danny Williams. You see what happened with that? What was she? She was his maid. He was screwing her. That she never said nothing about her being raped. She was in love, even though she had a damn black man at home. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she had the child, and that ended up being Bill Clinton's goddamn child. And guess who's raising? A black man's raising. And these swirl heifers, these swirl black women that love to talk about that swirling and all that, right? They hide facts like that. You see what I'm saying? They love to say black man ain't this and black man ain't that. Black man is raising, children that his woman had with another goddamn man while they together. You see what I'm saying? But that's what these sisters think that that's a good man, right? That ain't no good man. Actually, he's a goddamn fool. But they will tell you they will say that's a good man. You see what I'm saying? Women are not equal to men. A man can have more than one goddamn woman. You see what I'm saying? A man can have more than one woman, but no woman can have more than one goddamn man. You see what I'm saying? She was created for us, not us created for her. That's why the man was made first. The man was made first, and then he took the woman, formed the woman, and brought her to the man. In preparation, he prepared her and brought her to the man, presented her to the man. But in this society, everything's backwards, because we think we the only goddamn race that actually lives in a matriarchal society. We live in a matriarchal society while everybody else is living in a goddamn patriarchal society. Everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Our women is burn the damn rule, and that's why you always see dumb stuff on television. You look at BET and all of them shows like that, right? That's why you always see some incident where it's a woman trapped between two lovers. They even push this garbage on white people because they have to subdue them to a certain extent also, because there's so many of them. You see what I'm saying? So many of them, and they can, they have to keep confusion among them because the people that control them are such few. So they have to put them in a level of disorder and everything too, because they understand that we're going to follow behind that, and it's going to destroy us. Well, it'll hurt them, but it'll destroy us. You see what I'm saying? If they got a cold, we got the flu. They got the flu, we got pneumonia. See what I'm saying? They got pneumonia, we got Ebola. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever hurts them destroys us. That's why we shouldn't take on none of their goddamn ways. But you always see shows like on Lifetime and BET and TV One and all that, where there's some story between some woman that's torn between two men, which she's really a goddamn whore. You know what I'm saying? But all the women are sympathizing with that story. You see what I'm saying? And they don't see her as a whore. But let's change the dynamic and put it as one man, a black man, being trapped between two women. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna hate that goddamn show. They'd be ready to protest the damn show. You see what I'm saying? In reality, black women, they don't care about. In reality, they don't. And as far as on this interracial thing like that, even the woman ain't got a voice in, just like in telling no black man, you should only be with black women. You should such and such. She really has no voice to say that. The men correct the men. The men will say that. The men do not need the woman's help to correct another goddamn man. You see what I'm saying? That's why we out there on the goddamn corners every week to tell black, Hispanics, Native Indians to separate from their goddamn oppressors. That's why we out there. And the black woman, she don't want to sit there and she doesn't make statements like that because she cares so much about the black race and she wants to see her peoples preserved. That's not why she's doing it. Let me tell you why she's actually doing it. Because she does not want to see nobody, not even the appearance of anybody loving a black man. You see what I'm saying? They hate black women that hate black men, they hate black women that appear to love a black man also. What's the first thing they say about her? She's stupid. If I was her, I'd do this. She's stupid. And a whole lot of brothers in this truth know what I'm talking about. A whole lot of brothers in the UPK know what I'm talking about because brothers' wives work with co-workers that be all in their woman's goddamn ear for loving you. So when they talk about black men shouldn't be with white women, black men, well, they got a suppressed goddamn desire for the white man. They said they're talking about, well, black men shouldn't be with white women, this and that. It's not because they want to preserve the race. They don't give a fuck about the race. They don't care. All they care about is you not having any type of option. They will get mad, just like I made a mention about this sister. She's supposed to call herself in the truth. She's making mention of, the black man needs to do it. The black man do this, the black man do that. And, I'm like, look, no sweat. I'm like, black men, we ain't got to date outside our goddamn race. But she's justifying black women that date outside, that are messing around with Edomites and all that when she claimed to be in the truth. She's justifying Edomites, black women for being with Edomites, saying, well, the black man would do this, the black man would do that. I'm like, look, no damn sweat. One thing, black men, we ain't got to go date outside our goddamn race. You know what I'm saying? What we can do is, you got plenty of black women in Brazil. Black women all throughout South America, Dominican Republic, all of those type of places, right? Since y'all think black women think that they're getting one over on us, we can get with other black women that don't have all the same goddamn demons, and that American black woman's ass will be left high and dry. And this sister got bent all out of shape. Oh, she said, so you just would want to go and try and get a woman somewhere else. And she felt she got salty off that. She's like, you would just rather try and go somewhere else. You'd rather just jump ship than sit here and fix the problem and fix the such and such. And you would rather go ahead and do that. I'm like, hell, you got plenty of black women down in Brazil and places like that actually would appreciate a goddamn black man. Hell, that's why so many niggas is booking up and going to goddamn Brazil. It's all special on that. You know what I'm saying? And the Dominican Republic and all that. You know what I'm saying? The American black woman make herself like she's our only option other than dating outside of our goddamn race. No, she's not. Because a lot of them same sisters don't have the same goddamn demons as what the American black woman has, because they're not up under the balls of the white man to the extent of the American black woman. So now just think about this for a second. And then she put it like, that ain't gonna work. You know, that's not gonna do anything. That's not gonna, it will work. Let me tell you how it will work. Because if more brothers started getting sisters from down the Dominican Republic and, the Brazil, South America and all of that, right? If brothers start actually doing that, then the white man, he's gonna have less attraction for the black woman because, his whole point of him merging with her is to control us. We're the as they try to say, black men are losing the most valuable asset. Black men are losing their own women and such and such. I also had to make it known to that helper that I'm like, hell, whose last name you got? You know what I'm saying? Talk about our women. Whose last name you got? Whose last name you proud to carry? You proud to carry a white man's goddamn last name. So obviously, since we've been in slavery, we ain't had no goddamn women. It's true. You know what I'm saying? Since slavery, we ain't had no goddamn women. So, if brothers was doing that by the droves, then the white man would sit there and turn on that black woman because this whole thing behind him, getting with her, he's gonna be the ultimate deadbeat dad. Believe that. There's gonna be so many goddamn dumbass black women running around with mixed kids and everything, and single. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't start to see happen all goddamn ready, but her love will still be for white people. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time though, as I was saying, if we did this, the white man would down turn on her. You see what I'm saying? Then she will see that he's actually the goddamn devil. He will become the chief deadbeat dad because hell, he got the white woman to go back to. You see what I'm saying? Like he's just gonna leave the white woman and get with your funky black ass, and you're gonna be what he wants for the rest of his life. He's only doing that because he hates your people, and he wants to keep more confusion going on among your goddamn people. You see what I'm saying? Even the ones that are not diabolically minded or whatever still understand to play as a team. You know what I'm saying? Like ants. Ants aren't the biggest brain of animals. They're not the smartest animals on the goddamn planet. You see what I'm saying? You have the warring ants, you have the queen ants, you have like the worker ants. They understand their role. They're not that smart, but they understand. And when the wave come through, they already know what to do. They ain't got to well think it out and all of that stuff. They just know they follow that wave. That's why you see interracial stuff popping up left and goddamn right. White men are following the wave and getting, trashy black women and sleeping with them and all that. You see what I'm saying? Black women, you are not equal to your goddamn black men. You see what I'm saying? We are always the damn focus point. Not you. Now we're gonna go to Leviticus, 12 verse 1. Further proof on what I was just saying. Leviticus chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a woman have conceived seed, she got pregnant, and born a man child. Now, the man child, of course, is a boy. She had a little boy. Then she shall be unclean 7 days. According to the days of the separation for her infirmity shall she be unclean. And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. She shall be unclean 7 days, and in the 8th day, the child, gets his foreskin cut off his little stem. And she shall then continue in the blood of her purification 3 30 days. She shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. But if she bear a male child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks. She's going to be unclean twice as long if she bears a female child. So all you sisters run around thinking that a prophet, a male, a female is the same as a man prophet and all of that. Right? The woman can teach, the woman can do this, the woman can do that. Well, the woman was not made to be made equal with the man. She was not. She was made for the man. You see what I'm saying? And just like what General Muhammad says, he has a deeper perplexity for sin. Yeah, she has a deeper. She has a I can't remember the damn word he used. For she has a deeper. You know what I'm saying? She has a deeper. She is more likely to do the evil. That's why the woman was deceived, and that's why the serpent went for the woman. You see what I'm saying? Because he knew that also. He sat back and he watched both of them. He watched what Adam would do in his free time, and he watched what she would do. You know what I'm saying? She run around, dingy-minded, picking the lilies and all that, and he saw that. You see what I'm saying? And he saw that her mind had a tendency to be idle. He saw that also. That's why when Adam was handling business, what was she doing? Moseying off somewhere around the tree. Well, she did the same tree that she was told not to touch. You see what I'm saying? But if she bear a male child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks, as in her separation. And she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 66 days, twice as long as the male child. And when the days of her purifying are fulfilled, for a son or for a daughter, she shall bring a lamb of the first year for a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove for a sin offering. Now it's called a sin offering. Now think about it, what are the 2 children born into? They're born into sin. That's why they have to bring a sin offering. You see what I'm saying? Unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation unto the priest, who shall offer it before the Lord and make an atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the issue of her blood. For this is the law for her that hath born a male or a female. Notice there's different ordinances for different statutes for both of them. You see what I'm saying? One 7 days, one 14. One remaining in the blood of the purification for a month, one for 2 months. You see what I'm saying? The woman, the female is twice as long as the time of uncleanness is twice as long for a female than it is for a male child. So how the hell were we born equal? We're not. That's why the woman gets on a period. She bleeds. You see what I'm saying? It has to be put away 7 days. You know, that doesn't go on with the man. You know, she has to have that every month. She gets her period every month and has to worry about this thing every month. We're not equal. You see what I'm saying? That's why a lot of the times when you teach your woman well and this and that, and all of a sudden one day she come in from work or wherever she's at, and all of a sudden she's saying something, you like, where the hell did that come from? You think that's not, I didn't teach you that. I never told you that. Who's telling you this? Because see, here's the thing about women. Women always look for approval of other women. This is another way that men are stronger than women. You see what I'm saying? Women always look for approval, right? We can be in a discussion with a bunch of men, you know, and the woman we'll be sitting there in a discussion, and a man can say, you know, people can agree on something, and a couple of guys like, well, no, we don't agree with that. We're having a disagreement or whatever, right? Like, no, that's probably not, you know, that's really not right. A man will be more likely to be like, you know, to lose the peers, you know what I'm saying, than to have a mindset that he think is wrong. You see what I'm saying? You know, he will be more likely to lose his peers and go roll by himself if he believes that he's actually goddamn right. Women, on the other hand, they are way, way less likely to do that. You see what I'm saying? That's why when your woman's congregating with other women, you got to make sure that you understand what the hell they were talking about. You see what I'm saying? Because her goddamn mind and your marriage and things could be at stake. Your livelihood with your wife could be at stake. You see what I'm saying? Women will get in the room, and one woman will say, niggas ain't shit. Well, this could be one woman, she'd be in the truth. She could be solidly in the truth. Posting things on Facebook, you know, got the truth, you know, got shields everywhere, you know, she could be doing all of that, you know what I'm saying? She could be die hard for the truth, you know what I'm saying? Then she get around her family members, and her family members sit around and they say, you know, niggas just ain't shit. And then they start talking about that, and instead of her saying, no, you know, our men are this and are that, instead of her going against the goddamn grain, she will not do that, and she'll sit there and to get approval of them because she doesn't want to be ostracized from the goddamn group, she will start to say niggas ain't shit too. You see what I'm saying? She will be rocking the shield and doing all of that. You see what I'm saying? Women do not want to be ostracized from the company of other women. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to be, they want approval when they're sitting in a group of setting full of women. You know what I'm saying? With the women, there's a weaker vessel. With them, majority rules. You see what I'm saying? And in that situation, she's not the majority. You see what I'm saying? She could start out talking good about black men, and she see their attitude and all of that. Now she's backing off of that. You see what I'm saying? Instead of a man has the strength to go harder. You see that they don't like, because they could be having the same damn conversation. He could be like, yeah, niggas just be doggy with niggas just and he'd be like, wait a minute, hold on, brother, such and such, and they don't agree with him or whatever. He will go further to state his point. You see what I'm saying? And when they all leave, he's still got the same damn mindset as he had before. While her, on the other goddamn hand, her mindset is different, and she goes home, and all of a sudden in her, conversation, she's mentioning what they said at the little thing and all that, but not telling them not telling her husband that they said niggas ain't shit and all that. but she'll think of some other clever way to say it, but then you pick up on it that that's their mind and not hers. Not, that's not what you taught her. And she'll embrace it just that fast. You see what I'm saying? Just like the Eve embraced the serpent just that fast, just like Bathsheba embraced Adoniah just that fast. You see what I'm saying? Is, if the man is away or whatever, but then even in that, there's only so much she can psychologically damn handle. You see what I'm saying? Before she starts to damn fall apart. And where it stem from? Right? It stems from the trusting of our enemy. White people are our goddamn enemy. They are. And so is the Korean. And so is the Chinese. So is the Japanese. So is the African. So is the Arab. They're all our enemies. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. Because if you are aware of your enemies, there's nothing that they can do like that to really catch you by surprise, to catch you off guard, because you're not fooled into thinking that we all won and all that. You're not fooled and tricked into thinking that. You get your feelings hurt when your friend gets pissed off. Hurt. Your feelings is hurt. You ready to kill him. You emotional. You just got your heart broken by your lover. You know what I'm saying? Your lover is his goddamn race. You just got your heart broken right there. You see what I'm saying? He called you a nigga, and you thought all of that was done with. You keep convincing yourself over and over that that's all done with. You see what I'm saying? And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Because now you can see things clearly. Now, once you know that the white man's the devil, that all white people are evil, then now because we're tricked into thinking that, well, okay, now that there's some evil white people. You see what I'm saying? And your woman will have you because she's the weaker vessel, and she, is the one that is in the Garden of Eden, the one that was fooled by the serpent and all that. She will sit there and say, well, you can be in a conversation about the white man being the devil, and she can be in agreement at first, but then she'll sit there and say, well, not all white people, but not all white people. She'll eventually come to that conclusion. You gotta let her know all white people. You see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, she come in from work one day, she huffing and puffing and mad because before she just said all white people wasn't the devil. You know what I'm saying? She huffing and puffing and mad, and her feelings is all goddamn hurt behind some racist stuff that happened to her at the damn job. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't see it coming. You know what I'm saying? But if she knew that all white people was a goddamn devil, she would have seen it coming. You see what I'm saying? Set him not by thee. He shouldn't be nowhere near as an equal with you in any goddamn thing pertaining to you. You see what I'm saying? Lest, when he hath overthrown thee, because that's what he's aiming for, he's aiming to overthrow you and take your goddamn place. You see what I'm saying? That's what your enemy, this is why white people are cool with you. They're only cool with you for this. To overthrow you and to take you, move you out of your place. You see what I'm saying? You have a white friend. Say, for instance, you have a white friend. Y'all smoke weed together. He come by, you know what I'm saying? You got a girl and kids. You know what I'm saying? You let the white man over at your house and y'all smoking together. The wicked inclination inside your wife is going to be to tell him about y'all's problems. You see what I'm saying? And his inclination towards you, which you are his inherent enemy, is going to be inclined to listen. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, your kids are calling him uncle, so he's got their support also. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you inside your own goddamn house and don't even realize that you are a stranger sitting in your own place. You don't even realize it. You see what I'm saying? Because he done stole the heart of your woman, subtly stole the heart of your woman and your children. You see what I'm saying? Your children is calling him Uncle Jason. You see what I'm saying? Set him not by thee. Ain't no goddamn way he should be Uncle Jason. You see what I'm saying? He shouldn't be in your goddamn house, period. But you put him inside the house, this is what's going to start to happen. You see what I'm saying? Even though, say for instance, your woman don't like white dudes. But still, both of them are going to eventually come into the agreement that you ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? They're going to both come into that agreement. And by the time you wake up and realize what the hell's goddamn going on, you and him done goddamn fell out. You see what I'm saying? Now the kids asking, Daddy, what's up with Uncle Jason? Why Uncle Jason? And they gonna remember Uncle Jason until they goddamn grown. I done seen this stuff happen myself. I done seen it. You know what I'm saying? So my nephews and nieces is all messed up because they had white friends. Their mother and father had white friends and all that. And what do? They grow up and you can't teach them none of this truth. None of it at all. Because the poison was instilled in their ass from the time when they was little ass kids. Set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Yeah, the thing about it, like I said, hell, he might not be, your woman don't even like white dudes or whatever, but him and her, they got to talking about your goddamn problem, and then he done, and she done, y'all done had conversations about that. Now she dude at work, you know what I'm saying, that she like at work and everything. Now she's moved more towards the direction to cheat on him, on you, with the dude that she started to talk to at work. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just, you gotta watch what sisters you got there. Like I said before, you gotta watch what sisters your woman be around also. Understand, they're not equal with us. They don't have the strength and discernment that we have. That's why a man gotta be on this woman, and every woman don't have the same amount of strength as each other. You know what I'm saying? You know what woman, if a nigga got 5 wives, you should know which one of your wives is more susceptible to some type of mindset like this and handle her ass accordingly. You see what I'm saying? Said not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee. It said, now it didn't say if he overthrown you, right? It said when he overthrow. It didn't say if he overthrow thee. No, it didn't say that. It said when he overthrow thee. It means this is something that's for certain to happen. You see what I'm saying? When he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Now think about it. You and your girl just broke up. And this is also, you also got to watch what Judite mean, and Israelite mean, or whatever tribe it is. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That you befriending also. You know what I'm saying? Because they will do the same damn thing because they under the damn philosophy of the white man. The white man's philosophy is to go and try and take over another man's goddamn house because that's what type of man he is. And us being his slaves for 400 years, as the master is, so is the slave. That's why you got so many goddamn dudes out there trying to sleep with another man's goddamn woman. You see what I'm saying? That philosophy comes from white people. You see what I'm saying? Under our culture, your ass got stoned. You and her both. So we know, you know what I'm saying, that is not our culture. That's the culture of heathens, white people specifically. When he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand. I mean, he's not supposed to be your right hand man. He ain't supposed to be, well, we say this is my best friend. This white dude is my best friend. You see what I'm saying? When in reality, you're supposed to goddamn prove a friend. You know, you come into this truth, you find out, you know, you had a white dude, a white best friend, a white man that was your best friend, but you come into the truth, or one of your best friends or whatever, right? You come into the truth, and you start to question things. You start to question, hold on, but you start finding out the white man, the devil, and then you start to find out, you know, damn, what was me and his friendship all about in the first damn place? Then you start to evaluate the friendship. You're like, well, okay, we played and we went to high school together, smoked weed together, banged bras together, and then you find out your friendship was really based on that. You see what I'm saying? And then you start to, you know, ask the right kind of questions to your so-called best friend, and he's gonna expose to you. Then, you know, he's gonna expose to you that he's been a racist his whole goddamn life, and you didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even damn know it, or you blinded yourself to it also, and then something he showed you what he was. You saw glimpses of it. You see what I'm saying? But you blinded yourself, you know, of it and everything. You was ready to kill another nigga for him. You see what I'm saying? Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou, at the last, remember my words and be pricked therewith. You don't want that to go down. You don't want to be like, you know, you embrace this white friend, and then when he shows you exactly what the scripture said, when you live in this scripture right here, and then you get pricked because you're going to remember these words, and you're like, damn, boy, was I stupid. But here's the thing about us, man. This is so crazy about it, because we'll be pricked with these words, you know, with this whole scenario, right? And still go hard to love white people, still. And we'll take there and categorize him, well, he was just an asshole. We'll do that. We'll just categorize him and say, no, see, all white people ain't like this. He's just an asshole. We start talking just like when they talk, you know what I'm saying? He's just an asshole. That's it. That's all it is. He's not racist, or, you know, or he is racist, but he's like the only one, you know, or he's just part of a racist group. Not all white people. I have good white friends. They're not like this asshole right here. We'll start that garbage. You know what I'm saying? After we get pricked with this scenario that's going on right here. And that's a man, you know, a lot of the time he's going to love white people for the rest of his goddamn life until something catastrophic happens. You know what I'm saying? Let's read the announcements. We are the ICBK, started out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'asera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the treasury department, or teacher. Priest fund, revolve for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the Share Your Man lecture coming up at September the 29th. And we also have a Cincinnati barbecue coming up September the 14th. You know, so you want to definitely be there. We're going to be having camp and breaking ground in Cincinnati. You definitely want to be there. Come from your quarters and make it to Cincinnati. Remind occupant Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, Amaju, Upon Akidam, rather face east. Abanawa, Shubashamaya, Wadash, Ayah, Shukah, Yahweh, Malapaka, Taba'ah, Wadazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baharakaza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashamaya, Latananawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Basalaknawa, Kabwakinawa, Kazalakinawa, Kabwakinawa, Wala Tabayanawa, Banasai 1, Abal, Awashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wadapara, Lawalayam, Ama. In English, Abba, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. So, we return. And that concludes our class. Well, the ICBK coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commander General your honor. Pay your tithes, support the men of this truth. With that being said, shalom.